Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson are iconic figures in baseball history. Rose, nicknamed Charlie Hustle, holds the Major League record for career hits with 4,256. He won 3 World Series titles and earned the National League MVP award in 1973. Jackson, a star outfielder for the Chicago White Sox, captivated fans with his exceptional batting skills in the early 20th century. However, both men saw their legacies tarnished by scandal. Rose received a lifetime ban from baseball in 1989 for betting on games while managing the Cincinnati Reds. This ban continues to be a subject of intense debate. Jackson, along with 7 other White Sox players, was permanently banned for his alleged role in the 1919 Black Sox scandal, where the team intentionally lost the World Series in exchange for money from gamblers. The shadow of these scandals has loomed large over their careers. Despite Rose's impressive on-field accomplishments, his involvement in gambling, considered one of the most serious offenses in baseball, resulted in his permanent expulsion from the sport. Jackson, despite always maintaining his innocence, was found guilty by a jury for his participation in the game-fixing scandal that shocked the baseball world. The Black Sox scandal remains a dark chapter in baseball history. These events led to the establishment of strict rules against gambling within the sport, underscoring the importance of maintaining the game's integrity. In a significant development, Major League Baseball recently made a pivotal decision regarding its stance on banned players. Commissioner Rob Manfred announced the lifting of the ban on deceased players who were previously deemed permanently ineligible from the Hall of Fame. This decision directly impacts both Rose and Jackson, making them eligible for consideration for enshrinement in Cooperstown. The rationale behind this decision centered on the notion that deceased individuals no longer pose a threat to the integrity of the game. The ban's primary remaining function, according to the commissioner, was to exclude these players from Hall of Fame consideration. This change in policy reflects an evolving perspective on how baseball grapples with its complex past. While the ban for living players remains in effect, the decision to lift the ban for deceased players has reignited the debate surrounding Rose and Jackson's Hall of Fame worthiness. It raises questions about the purpose of the Hall of Fame. Is it intended to be a museum honoring the best players, regardless of their personal failings, or a shrine to the sport's highest ideals? Arguments for inducting Rose and Jackson into the Hall of Fame often center on their remarkable on-field achievements. Rose's status as the all-time hit leader is a testament to his exceptional talent and unwavering dedication to the game. Jackson's batting prowess, despite the controversy surrounding his career, is undeniable. Proponents of their inclusion argue that their accomplishments on the field should not be overshadowed by their off-field transgressions. They emphasize the need for a complete historical representation within the Hall of Fame, acknowledging both the triumphs and the scandals that have shaped the sport. Furthermore, supporters draw comparisons to other Hall of Fame inductees who have had their share of controversies. They argue that the Hall of Fame already includes individuals with flawed characters, including those accused of racism, domestic violence, and other serious offenses. This raises important questions about the criteria used to judge the worthiness of individuals for enshrinement. The debate highlights the complexities of separating an individual's athletic achievements from their personal lives, particularly when considering their impact on the sport's legacy. It sparks a conversation about forgiveness, redemption, and the passage of time in shaping public perception. The debate surrounding Rose and Jackson's Hall of Fame eligibility is further complicated by the changing landscape of sports betting. With the legalization and widespread acceptance of sports gambling in recent years, some argue that Rose's transgression, while still serious, should be viewed in a different light. They point out that sportsbooks are now commonplace, even within MLB stadiums, suggesting a shift in societal attitudes towards gambling. However, opponents of their inclusion argue that the severity of their actions, particularly in Rose's case, cannot be ignored. They believe that betting on games as a manager undermines the integrity of the sport and sets a dangerous precedent. The decision of whether to enshrine Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson in the Hall of Fame remains a complex and emotionally charged issue. On one hand, their on-field contributions to baseball are undeniable and deserving of recognition. On the other hand, their actions cast a long shadow over their legacies, raising questions about the importance of character and integrity in the context of athletic achievement. Ultimately, the Hall of Fame's gatekeepers are left with the difficult task of weighing these competing factors and determining whether the passage of time and the evolving landscape of the sport warrant a reconsideration of their once unthinkable inductions.